It's May 26th. I've got about 5 days approximately to appeal against the decision that came out on the 17th of May, which is the second appeal, and I have to do it on my own because my lawyers, solicitors, do not want to get involved anymore. Apparently they can't legally get involved. In other words, they won't get paid for it, so they won't. So that's the end of it. I'm going to try and do some written appeal with the help of my doctors and whoever wants to keep me alive is going to help me. Although they are slipping slowly. It seems some of them are happy that I am going to die. They'll probably be glad to get rid of me and my strings and attachments and illnesses and dying hands and all that. I've got a hand like Darth Vader. It's dying, it's turning black. But yes, that's the end. That's the near end of the story. So after the 2nd of June, the cut-off date is the 14th of July, which is my bail date. If I have no appeals pending by then, I will probably be detained. Which is really not why I'm doing this particular video. I'm doing this particular video for Mr. Cameron and Mr. Clegg, who, on the first week of arrival to government, decided to grant 2 terrorists the right to remain. Well, they didn't. They decided not to appeal against that decision. The view of the Home Secretary, Theresa May, was that she won't. She agrees with the tribunal that if they go back there, they might be harmed or tortured or something done to them. Hence, because they were terrorists trying to blow up people. Which just brings me to the logic of which I don't understand. You're granting to a terrorist the right to remain, or not appealing against it, sorry, at a cost of God knows how much in benefits, housing, tax credits, payments, social benefits, and doctors for future treatments, in the future probably granted even citizenship, because they have no convictions, and all this at a cost of God knows how much to the taxpayer, not to mention how much it's going to cost to keep continuous surveillance on them and monitoring them. So the list goes up into millions a year. And they're terrorists who came here to blow up the country, blow up the people. But in my case, who I've been here 14 years, paid into the tax system for 6 years at least, married to a British citizen for 8 years, kept a clean record for a very long time, kept my head below, no troubles, never claimed on the benefit system, never claimed on any social system, was never a burden on the social system, until I got convicted in 2007, which was my only mistake, my one and only mistake, because I ran with the wrong crowd for a small period of time and I paid for it. I went to prison. I did my time. But for that, I'm going to get kicked out to a country that I consider foreign, because I've only lived there for about 3-4 years, where I will not be able to get my treatment, my dialysis, my kidney transplant, my medications, my doctors, my district nurses, my mental health care, because I'm severely depressed. I won't get any of that because I'm not eligible for that. And because most of what I just mentioned doesn't exist there. There's no structure for that there. There's no housing system for the sick or unable to work. There's no benefit system. there's no social support system, there's no mental care support system, there's none of that. So I'm supposed to go back there, work with one hand, barely able to walk, with one eye, because my left eye is virtually gone, with kidney failure, with dialysis 3 times a week, at a cost of roughly $1,200 US, about £1,000 a month, where the average salary there is about 300. How am I supposed to do that? I'm not covered under the state medical care system, so I'm not covered to pay to have any medical treatments or dialysis on the state. I have to pay towards that. And I can't have a transplant in Jordan because of religious reasons. It has to come from a direct relative, and I don't have any direct relatives in Jordan. I have a half sister, and that's it. So I will never be able to have a transplant, which is again not free on the state health system. So what is the Immigration Tribunal here in Home Office doing here in the UK? They're sending me back to die. They don't want to know about it. Nobody wants to hear about this piece of news. All they care about is I have a conviction. Oh, so you should be kicked out. That's fair, that's justice. Because I have a conviction that's not a murder, that's not pedophilia, that's not a sexual crime. It's nothing of these, it's a fraud conviction. Once, and I have no other convictions, or none, and none after. And for that I'm being kicked out to my own death. Well, I'll tell you what, when the day comes that you intend to kick me out, I will be dying here. I will kill myself here. I will commit suicide here. This is my country, my home. I know no other. All my friends are here, and everybody else who I know is here. I've got nothing to go back to, so I've got nothing to lose, except my life. How is that for justice and fairness for all? The new slogan for this new government. How do you deal with that? You don't, because you've got nothing else to say, so you don't even want to approach it. My MP doesn't want to know about it. Thank you. Bye.